cold right now. And literally, that was the first startup that I just did. It smoked like crazy, and it is missing on one cylinder right now. I can tell by the way it was shaking. It wasn't doing that yesterday once it got warm a little bit.
I detected it was missing all the time. Is it number 2? Do you see the?
I don't know. We don't have the valve cover off. I'd like to take it for a test drive and get it warmed up and see what happens.
All right. Okay, let's do it.
Hop out here, is that okay? Took it out for a quick test drive just around the block once. Got a little oil leak there that we got to look into. But there's a couple issues going on today. Number one, it clearly has a miss this morning. I haven't pulled the valve cover off to figure out which cylinder it is, or even why it's doing that. It didn't have that yesterday. It was really shaken. We had two major issues trying to go around the block. Number one, the throttle pedal up front is sticking. And number two, the brakes would stick on and not release. He would tap them a few times and then they would come off. We knew it was air pressure still in the brake lines because the stop lamp was on, brake lights were on. So a couple things we're gonna work out here, and then we're gonna try and take it for another trip around the block. Probably pull that valve cover off first and figure out which cylinder is missing right now. Maybe put a new injector in it or see what's going on, but it definitely ran different this morning than it had yesterday. One thing. All that brake shoe left. Like eighth of an inch. Go ahead and wiggle it. I see two places for sure where it's rubbing. That oil leak is, I didn't put that bottom fuel pump screw all the way in, so it was leaking down onto the starter, rolling down the starter right there, and that's what that little puddle is. That's just tightening up a bolt. Start it up inside here, and we're going to short out each injector. We're going to figure out which cylinder's missing this morning.
of those 55s, right?
Yeah. That cylinder was definitely firing yesterday because when I shorted that out yesterday, it was like night and day difference.
Yes.
This one is still weaker than the others, but there was still a change with it. But this one, and I didn't see any smoke change, which if it's missing and the injector is firing, there's gonna be a lot of unburnt fuel every time it
I
fires.
thought there was a little less, didn't you?
But it wasn't a lot. It was
Yeah,
a
it was just a little
very
bit.
tiny bit.
Every little bit.
Yeah,
If you combine 2 and 3, that might be the total of the smoke.
yeah. Well, we could try shorting 2 at a time. I don't think I can do 2 myself, but let's see what that does.
I'll try. Now neither one of them can launch the smoke. As soon as you compress number 2, the engine sound changed. So it's definitely firing on number 2, and the smoke did not change at all. You got a ratchet now that I got the first one? We're gonna start it for a second to compression test, and we're gonna see how much fuel is coming out of here too. And then I'll be responsible to shut it down. Go ahead. Ready?
Yeah. Very little fuel came out of there. We're not quite, about 380 on the.
That's good.
I didn't like that fuel coming out of there. I'm gonna move this thing over here. Go ahead and kick it again. Should work. Fuel got a little better that time. Still looks nasty. Injector hit the ground.
I think your right covered the other forward.
Yeah, I'm trying not to hit the tip into the ground. Hold it at full fuel.
Hold it up a little higher.
And you need to do it as a subtle. It's atomizing. I can't see which way it's doing it though. Is it coming every direction?
This looks like it.
It's doing it. It's a star pattern.
Thank you. I want to get a little video of you backing out. How'd the brakes feel? They good? They're releasing?
Kind of. Yeah, the light is off. They're released. I put a new switch so it like engages at about 6 ounces of pressure. You notice one injector wasn't firing until it warmed up a little?
Yep. Yeah, when I heard it start, I was like, oh God, it's missing again. And then it kicked in.
Change injector. We have to be careful about closing this door. I have to, because if you close it suddenly, the mirror is loose.
Oh.
I've diddled with it, and the bracket is broken, and the relay, nice clutch, it never shattered.
Steering feel better?
Yeah, it's much better. Doesn't turn very sharp, right? I think it's off center. I think the steering box is off center.
Well, all these old ones, this turn radius is terrible on. not leaking any oil, but it's still got that little bit of blue smoke. You know what? It looks like it's not there all the time, though. Like it's heavier and lighter and heavier and lighter.
Be careful that you get the go down and see what it's like on the freeway, huh?
Yeah.
When I floor it, there's no black smoke.
How's the smoke in general back there? Is it smoking bad or is it just
More than I like.
yeah? Yeah, I don't want to see it smoke at all.
It's blue smoke. That's oil smoke, not fuel smoke. So let's just hope they're in seat.
Does your oil pressure gauge work up here?
Yes, it's reading very high. It's reading 80, and it drops down to 60 at idling, so it's out of
Yeah,
calibration.
but at least it's showing you some difference
Yeah.
between the two.
Yes. I don't remember the temperature gauge not working. I thought it did. Oh, there.
Now it's working?
Yeah, now it's just above 100. The needle is stuck.
Ah.
I don't know why I didn't remember that sooner. Oh, and we're running low on battery now. That quit charging. I don't know why that is.
So our alternator's out.
Well, it was charging.
Maybe at RPM it'll kick back in.
We better go back to the ground before we run out of battery.
Okay.
Coming up now. All these old greyhounds required so much air pressure to
Yeah. So the alternator's charging at RPM now? Is that what you said?
when I rev it way up. It's a DC generator.
shop or are we going to the interstate?
I think we'll go back to the shop and
Okay.
see if this voltage reading is accurate.
Okay.
It's a little less blue smoke now. Still doesn't slow down very much. Seems like that varies, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's that spring on there. Or all that slop.
Turning the heat off brought the engine temperature up to 140.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the more engine temp, the better for us right now.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Oh, really? Right underneath me? Okay, that's that panel you checked. Okay, Mike, thanks.
Can you see it in your mirror there or no?
No, I think it's that one you had open.
The driver
Maybe-
compartment one?
Yeah, maybe forgot to latch it.
It wasn't latched when I opened it, so I didn't realize it had a latch.
I will check it. We'll go to the next one. Gotta get the turn signals on this bus fixed.
bias tires really, they're way out of round and thump, 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 thump as you go down the road. Crystal Stellar.
We're almost down to no smoke, Scott.
Good.
I think we'll stay out another 15 minutes, okay?
All right.
Look at the speedometer again.
70. That's like a fuel starvation issue again.
Okay.
I'll meet you back there. So it died here at the corner on the way back. We're only a half block away. I came back to get his truck, but we got it to start, but it didn't really want to start. That wasn't good. Now it's smoking good again. What the hell? So we still got air in the line there. Well, we just got back from our trip, and as you can see, empty. I don't know. It's got all new hoses, lines. Frustrating. It did real good on the drive right until we got back. It died the 1 block away. He went to the intersection there. He stopped and he wanted to start, and he didn't kill it, but it died. Didn't want to start. Finally started, and that was a block away. And we come here now and just started and died again, and same thing. That thing's empty. Well, I went ahead and tore bore into the primary filter, put a new copper washer on the bottom of it, put a new gasket under here, just grasping at straws in case that's it. This was filled with fuel. This was not. I mean, that could explain if this gasket was leaking. Instead of sucking the fuel from the here, it would just suck air from around there. It wasn't dripping on the bottom. I don't think that. I mean, I guess drips don't really matter, I guess, because this is the suction side. So it could be tight enough where fluid wouldn't come out, but under suction, it wouldn't let a vacuum create, and it's easier to pull air. So anyways, I've reprimed the system, filled this with fuel, used the garden sprayer to initialize that, and we'll see what happens. We'll probably end up moving this to the other side once I see what's going on here and there. We're gonna take it for another test drive. Let's see what's going on.
People have trouble with their buses and they don't understand the electrical aspect of it.
What were we charging at? What kind of voltage were you seeing up there?
I was seeing about 12.5 volts, and it should be close to 14 when it's charging. And when it's not charging and just carrying a load, it should be running anywhere between 13 and 14. A good running voltage is 13.5. Charging, it should be 14.8.
So we're just cleaning all the connections up on here, the terminals, making sure everything's tight. This is a generator, and he already went through. And what'd you do on the carbon pile regulator? You just
This is a mechanical regulator on this one, and all I did was remove all of the connections, external terminal connections, and clean them. Clean both sides, check the nuts that hold the terminals onto the regulator, and be sure and check this nut here on the generator. These work loose from the constant heating and cooling and create voltage and current losses. And now I'll replace the nut on that and we'll be done. And it's 2.5, 3 hours up there.
3.5, yeah. 3 to 3.5, yeah.
got a little nervous there.
Well, we're still rolling. Just say it's slipping the clutch.
No, I thought it was starving itself for fuel.
You know, earlier today I felt what I thought might have been different power levels, but we went right up that hill.
Yeah, it climbed like nothing there. We were going 70 miles an hour on the interstate, and
Really? Kind of rolling that high, huh?
yeah. Trying to make sure we got the rings set.
Oh, fuck.
Let's pick the
Why
bed.
didn't you tell me not to come up this way, John?
Because I don't argue with you, Phil. I just...
You know what?
You know
that
best.
There was a 10-block gap until we got here.
This is the wrong time of the day to be out
Yeah.
on this road.
Especially for slow... It's not like this is going to jump out into traffic.
I'm surprised at how quiet
Oh, he's turning, Phil.
it is up here. This bus does not turn properly, and I'm gonna have to get at this summer. Somebody's had the steering apart and put it together. to take this out driving in the summer when we get. I'll change the thermostat in. We should do that because then we'd know once and for all if it'll quit smoking when it's hot.
It shouldn't be smoking at all, though. The new cylinders and new rings.
It shouldn't be smoking under any circumstance.
Yeah. It's very frustrating. It's got a new blower.
All right, we just got back from that last run, opened up this fuel canister, and again, it was halfway full of air. So next step is replacing the fuel pump. That's really about the last thing that we're at. Everything else has been changed. I can't tell you what it is, but yeah, we keep losing prime. So we'll do that, and then we'll move this up to the return side and keep an eye on air bubbles there and see what's going on. Phil can run new copper line all the way back to the fuel tank. New pickup tube maybe, but I don't think that's the problem because we're seeing some air but not a ton of air come through there, and I think with just a little bit it would be pushing it out of there. I could be wrong, but it's just frustrating working on the same thing over and over and over. We're gonna get all new injectors in it. We get new injectors and new fuel in it, and if it's still smoking, then I'm probably gonna have to look at something crazy like oil control rings or something like that. But it's not one, you know, we shorted each and every cylinder. It's not just one, so it'd be multiple. There's no way that I broke multiple rings going in. There's just no way. They all went in just fine. So I really think it is the injectors. They're sometimes working, sometimes not working. To have a cylinder miss and then not miss and then miss again, I really think that that's what we're looking at. But I've never put new rings and new liners in something and had it smoke afterwards, especially with the new blower. So I'm very surprised by that. It is a low block though. I suppose the next thing I could tear it back down and put end pistons in it, which maybe we should have done to begin with. It would only cost us a couple $100 to do that. Hindsight, that the end pistons would have been a little better, a little higher compression in there. That might have helped things out a little bit too. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to coming back and doing that, putting new pistons in it, even on my own time, just because it's fun to do, and we'll see.